What disqualifies you from getting Social Security benefits? Has this happened to any of you guys, or do you know of anyone that this has happened to? I've got 7 reasons why you may not be able to get Social Security benefits. And I got all this from Investopedia. How do you like that view, guys? My new spot I found. Isn't it cool? Still in the high desert, but it's kind of a watery high desert today. So here you go. Number 1. If you have too few Social Security credits, you need at least 40 Social Security credits, which is roughly 10 years of work in order to qualify to get Social Security benefits once you reach 62 or above. I know some people that have not had that. There are some wives that can, get benefits if their spouse has worked. But if you do not have 40 credits, you will not be able to get Social Security, and that roughly is about 10 years of work. I know a couple of people that have fallen just short of that. They're not too happy about it. Number 2, certain divorced spouses, if they are single and 62 years or older, and if their marriage lasts more than 10 years, can get Social Security benefits. With my mother, we had an issue with this. My mom and dad were married for 13 years. 13, more than 10. He was paying into Social Security, although he also received, when he retired, a teacher's pension. He was a college professor. I was too young at the time to find out why she didn't qualify to get some of his benefits. I was only 13. And you know what? One thing I regret, I never found out why, because once I got older, it just didn't come up anymore. She was doing okay on her own. But if any of you guys have any answers to that, or if you had been in similar situations, why did my mother not receive part of my dad's Social Security benefits even after they were married for 13 years and he was paying into it? Leave me some comments. I never found out why. Hey, if you guys are watching me for the first time, my name is Duane, and this is a channel for retiring on moderate income. If you think you might like that, think about subscribing and like the video. And if you really like it and would like to support the channel, you can either 2 ways. You can buy me a coffee, link below, or you can buy my new horror/thriller/dark comedy, The Monster Who Loves Me. Link below for $3.99. So number 3, workers who retire. Now, doesn't mean they work. They could have worked in the U.S., but they retire to certain countries, may not be able to get their Social Security benefits. What are the countries? The 2 that are just non-starters for this are Cuba and North Korea. There were listed about 5 or 6 other ones, I think Belarus, Azerbaijan, and some others, where it's not a hard no. You can still get Social Security benefits if you live there, but if you retire to Cuba or North Korea, and North Korea, why would you? Hey, who knows? Maybe you have family there. I don't know. You can't get Social Security benefits if it is you. Okay, so be careful about that. You people who are just dying to retire to North Korea, think twice about it. Number 4, certain non-citizens. U.S. has a Social Security agreement with 30 different countries. If you work in other countries and then you work in the United States, let's say later in life, doesn't mean you had to get 40 credits in the U.S. You can take some of that work. Sorry, I'm shouting, but as you can you hear the river? I can, so I think I need to talk a little louder. For certain older workers who come to the United States later in life, they can add the work credit from when they worked before the U.S. and then add that to when they worked in the U.S. Now, these are only 30 countries that are available to do that, but might not be bad. For some people living in those countries, work there until you're, say, 45, then come to the U.S., you may be eligible for Social Security benefits. And you know what? My left hand is about to die on me here. I hope it wasn't too shaky. I had to switch it. Number 5, some government and railroad employees may not be eligible for Social Security. For example, federal government employees that were hired before 1984 are not eligible for Social Security because their income was never paid into Social Security, or Social Security was never taken out of their paychecks. So certain government employees, certain railroad employees, also I know certain people that get pensions may not be eligible for Social Security as well. My dad was able to get, I believe, a small amount of Social Security, even though he was getting a pension, because he paid a small amount into it. Some pensions, I believe, do not pay into Social Security. Or excuse me, not the pensions, but the people receiving the pensions never paid into it. So there's another way you cannot get Social Security. As you're seeing, guys, there is a lot of ways that you are disqualified from getting Social Security. And for most people, I'll say most people, not all, Social Security is a big part of their retirement. Now, it was only created back in the 30s, I believe, or was it 40s? Maybe 50s. I could be wrong. I think it was FDR. It was created only to be a supplement to your income. It was never intended to pay for all your expenses in retirement. But for most of us, especially those of us like me, and like most of the viewers on this channel, as I'm about to trip over a sagebrush, it is a big part of our retirement. If you're a wealthy individual, yeah, maybe not so much. But for most people, as I'm trying to traverse, I'm traversing the rocks. For most people, it is a big part of it. So, you know, the vast majority of people do, some don't. Here is another reason. This is for all you self-employed tax evaders. Yeah, I just became, for the first time in my life, I have had to pay estimated tax because of my YouTube income. Started doing that last year. Not a big deal. I mean, you just pay quarterly into it. But there are people that are self-employed that have never paid taxes. Obviously, if you are one of those, you will not be getting Social Security when you are 62 years of age and older. So those of you zany, wild people who are self-employed, make sure you pay all your taxes or you're getting zip, baby, nada, nothing. And here's number 7, and this is obvious. Workers that die before they reach 62. Man, think about that. You're paying all your life into Social Security, and you die at 61. Well, obviously you're dead, so it doesn't matter, really. But all your life, you've paid into it, and then you die before you reach the age of 62. Yeah, just a fact of life, right, guys? Just a fact of life. So there are 7 ways that you will be disqualified from getting Social Security. Some of those, there's a lot of rules. Hey, especially in some of these foreign countries, if you retire, there are a lot of rules. But those are 7 ways that you will not be getting Social Security. Hey, just a comment, guys, on the channel. Channel is doing great. We are almost up to 52,000 subscribers now. So thank you so much, guys, for watching my stuff. We just went past the 2-year anniversary. I started this the day after Thanksgiving in 2022. So we're just over 2 years, almost 52,000 subscribers. Got to tell you, never would have thought I'd have this many, but I love it. And hopefully I'm giving you guys good information too. And I'd like to ask you something. Along with the comments I asked for earlier, if you have any topics you would like me to cover, this video is the time to let me know in the comments. Let me know. I've done a poll on that, I think about a month ago, 2 months ago. But I want more info. Leave me topics you want me to cover in retirement. I know a lot of the stuff occasionally I'll put out non-retirement topics, and yeah, I don't get too many views on those. So I know you're coming to me mostly 90% for retirement. So if there are any topics within retirement, any topics on finance you'd like me to do, because in my recent poll, finance and retirement life were the two most voted on topics that you'd like to see. But if there's other stuff as well, totally off the retirement genre thing, let me know that as well. So anyway, guys, there you go. And from the beautiful, wet, high desert, as always, we got this.